that are trying to engage students from, both sides of the aisle and between the aisle, nowhere near the aisle, just to get them information about the people who are running and the candidates that are going to be, representing us in Congress. Our main challenge is, of course, like you said, like keeping that enthusiasm because we saw record turnout in this presidential election. But right now, we're having the struggle of not only fighting election fatigue, but we're also fighting the disinformation about runoff elections. There's still a large population of not only youth voters, but just voters in general that don't actually know what a runoff is or know why we're having the runoff or who is in the runoff. So it's not, we're kind of fighting at two different fronts right now. Um, kind of still trying to get people engaged and kind of making them understand why it's important. That's kind of been our main, focus right now. We're doing some voter registration events yesterday and education events, and the overall feeling is, oh, I already voted on election day. And it's like, well, we got to vote again because, we're in a runoff now. And a lot of people, were like, what's a runoff? Who's running? Like, I thought this guy or this woman won. And it's like, no, it's, they were underneath the 50% threshold. And so it's a lot of, kind of educating. And of course, you got to do, the elevator pitch because people, are on the way to classes or on the way back home. So, it's hard, kind of explaining what a runoff is, who's running, what's at stake in about 20 seconds. So we're really relying on social media pushes. We're really relying on easy to read literature that we can spread out throughout social media and through text messaging and calls. We're still right now trying to figure out like the best strategies, but those are our challenges right now. When we look at the election from, of course, from November 3rd, we saw the largest number out of the youth percentage turnout in any other state. Georgia had 21%. Right behind us is Virginia with 20%, but we still have that 1% over Virginia. Um, I believe the number, the actual raw number of how many votes that there were for the candidates, I believe it was well over 500,000 youth voters. Um, and a large percentage of those youth voters voted early and voted by mail. We still have hundreds and thousands of people who aren't registered. I believe we're going to have somewhere near 30,000 new eligible voters. Those 17 and a half and 18-year-olds that are going to be, of age by the time election day on January 5th comes around. So it's now a fight to, get them registered and get them educated before the runoff election gets here. So the youth vote isn't just the fastest growing, flock of voters and expanding the electorate nationwide, but they are quite literally going to be voting for those who are going to be shaping their futures. It's that culture of accountability, and I think it's kind of starting to click. And I know everyone's kind of counting youth vote out. They're unreliable, or they're not going to show back up. And I think a lot of them heard that, and their challenge right now is, okay, well, let's see, let's prove them wrong. So I hope a lot of young people are kind of hearing these calls, and a lot of people are already calling the races already, of course. And I think that Georgia proved a lot of people wrong on election day, and I think that the youth and here in Georgia are going to prove everyone wrong again.